So we got to talk about Hunter Biden. I want to say a couple of things real quick, and this isn't because we're going at Democrats. Let's be clear on this. When I'm going at Democrats, I'm gonna let you know this is not me going at Democrats. This is kind of me going at the president, kinda, but it's not me going at Democrats. This is not a total Democrat thing. But I want to explain something to you real quick. All of these problems that Hunter Biden has right now, they were actually gonna sweep all of this under the rug if Hunter Biden agreed to be, I think, a witness or tell them about some information revolving around some money laundering or something in regards to that. Just so we could be clear, the government was going to actually give him a pass on this. Well, I'm about to explain to you what this is. They actually gave him a pass on this. He has 2 gun charges. I'm going to explain both of them. And there was another thing that they were charging him with. He said that he's not going to plead guilty to these, which he would have gotten off extremely light for, because they weren't going to allow for him to get off on the other thing unless he did something that he would think that would have implicated his father, basically, in a crime. And he's like, it didn't happen. And I'm not saying it did, just so we can be clear. So let me tell you what the 2 charges is real quick with the guns. So the first charge, just so we can be clear, is when you fill out, y'all remember Kodak Black, right? Remember when Kodak Black filled out that form to get a handgun, and he said that he currently wasn't charged with a felony, and so therefore that's why he actually was in jail when Trump bailed him out. When Trump came and pardoned him, that's actually what he was in jail for, I believe. In this situation, Hunter Biden was filling out the paperwork, and he doesn't have the thing going on with the, how do you say, felony situation. When he actually, another question that they actually have on there, just so we could be clear, another question that they actually have on there is that, are you a user of narcotics, of basically certain drugs? He said that he was not when he filled out this form. By him doing that, this is a binding form, as we found out in the Kodak Black situation. By him doing that, he committed a crime. So that's the first crime that he's in trouble for. The second crime he's in trouble for is actually having the gun while he was getting high. And this isn't a situation where I'm saying he bought the gun. And this happened in Maryland, I believe. This isn't a situation where he bought the gun and he had the gun at home and he stepped out and got high with it. No, this is not what they're saying. They're saying he was doing drugs while he had the guns on his person, the gun on his person. Also, they have proof or evidence that the gun actually was also literally like sitting in amongst a pile of the drugs, something about like that in the car. And then apparently he just threw the gun in the trash can. Yeah, he just pulled up and just threw the gun in the trash where anybody could have pulled it out of. Yeah, that happened. He probably did that when he saw them following him. Because I'm assuming they know that he threw it in the trash because, they picked it out. In any regard, so Hunter Biden, and I'm explaining the reason why I'm talking about this right now. What you have to understand is, I believe the people that are prosecuting Hunter Biden is looking for some monies. I believe that's what this is about. I think they're looking for money. I think they believe that Hunter Biden knows where the money is. I'm going to say something also for everybody that don't remember. Allegedly, the Biden family had been doing business with the Ukrainian government for years. And in these businesses in which they were doing, there were monies that was going from one side to the other. And it wasn't necessarily, it was laundered, basically. And also, just so we could be clear, when Joe Biden was made president of America, his son became a personal liaison or a government liaison for Ukraine or something along those lines. Also, just so we could be clear, there's a war going on in Ukraine right now. So if nobody don't think that's a little peculiar, that there's these allegations out there that there's a government official and there's his son had for years had a relationship with the government of the Ukraine, and during this relationship, there were favors that were bought. I'm not saying that any of this is happening. I'm saying that these were the assumptions, these are the accusations that were lofted at them. So I do find it a bit puzzling that as soon as Biden was elected as the president, his son then became some kind of liaison to Ukraine. And the reason why Russia is allegedly, one of the reasons why Russia is allegedly attacked, because I don't know, allegedly attacking Ukraine, is because they allegedly had chemical warfare. They were creating biological weapons of some sort. I don't know if this is true. But these are some of the accusations that have been out there. I would assume that whenever people are arguing or going back and forth, there's going to be things that are said that are not necessarily true. So I wouldn't tell you to subscribe to any of this. I'm just telling you the information that's out there. Shout out to Genology with the $10 drop. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. No comment. Clint Eastwood eyes. So it's appreciate you, Jen. For real, for real. So just so we could be clear, and I want to be extremely transparent on this as possible. What it looks like is that they try to use Hunter Biden in order to get informations regarding some kind of laundering that could have been being done. Now, one of the things that I'm always accusing Democrats of is laundering money. Remember, that's one of the reasons why I want them to stop opening up clinics in our neighborhoods. Because besides the fact that clinics that they open up in our neighborhoods usually send property value and everything else down. So you bought a house and then they're going to open up a clinic a block away from your home. You got a business and they open up the clinic down the street. Like, it's taking the property value down. And the clinics aren't not doing the work that they're saying that they should be doing. It's not like the clinics pop up and the neighborhoods get cleaner. If that happened, then I would be here saying, please, more clinics. But it seems like the clinics pop up and the neighborhoods become more dilapidated. It seems like the neighborhoods go down. That's my beef. I think that we could do something better with those resources. I think that we could take preventative measures so we don't have any more Hunter Bidens out there running around smoking crack and buying guns. That's what he's in trouble for, by the way. And apparently the government has 100% proof that while he had, first of all, that when he filled out the paperwork, he filled it out erroneously. He lied, just so we could be clear. And by lying on the paperwork, that is literally the first crime that he committed in regards to this. That's the first charge. The second charge is having the gun while also being involved in the narcotics, and at least one point having the gun at the same place as the narcotics. That's literally the shit that dudes go to jail for every day. Tell me what the lie is. Remember, if you have narcotics and you have a gun, they immediately try to say that the reason why you have the gun is to protect the drugs. Tell me where the lie at. So basically, Hunter Biden is in a situation where there's no reason in the world why he shouldn't go to prison. Like they have him dead to rights. Real talk. They got him dead to rights, fam. There's no reason why he shouldn't go to prison. So we're going to see how this turn out. We're going to see how they work it out. But as far as I can tell, just so we can be clear, they have him on filling out the paperwork. Apparently, they know without a shadow of a doubt that he was using narcotics at the time. And 11 days later is when the situation happened with the gun, I believe, where he threw it in the garbage can. Shout out to the kid is back. He says Bushwick in the building. Salute the Bushwick. He says salute Frost. So there's a very small window that I'm guessing, they had their eyes on him. Also, being he's the president's son, you could just imagine who was watching him. So they could have just been the Secret Service that was watching him and saw him doing things that he wasn't supposed to be doing. And maybe it was the one guy that's a goody two shoes. So he said, "I'm not sweeping it up under the rug. He's the reason the problems with America's." Like, that's the thing that could happen. So we don't know definitively, is what I'm saying. But they're saying that they have like all of the proofs. With that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. I might come back with a couple more of these videos. I'm liking shooting these short forms. Might come back with a couple more of these videos. With that being said, like, comment, subscribe, join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Boners. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you, and that's all I got on this one. I'm out.